ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, this is your brother in Islam, Abu Ja'far al-Hanbali. I would like to welcome you to our show, Reasons for Faith. And I'm very happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it possible for us to come together to speak about His verses, His revelation, and His truth. It is amazing sometimes when we look at humanity, we see that there is a fascination amongst them with the unseen. Even those who would call themselves modern, secular, unbelieving in any spirituality or higher power, whether they come from the United States, the United Kingdom, or even increasingly from the Muslim world, there are a large contingent of people who they do not believe in a Lord. They do not believe in a master that has created them from nothing and will ultimately judge them in the hereafter. However, they have a fascination with the unseen. What I mean by a fascination with the unseen is there is a desire to know what is in store for someone in their life. You will find many people spending a great amount of time going to people who claim that they have intimate knowledge about events in the future or the present in the life of any given individual. These people that claim to have this knowledge of the unseen say that they are able to give order and benefit to someone's life. They believe, and they are very clear and sometimes attempt to give evidences for the fact that they are able to divine into the future or perhaps into the present life of a person and tell them what is hurting them or harming them, or how they can help their life, or how they can have the right lover, or how they can find the right husband or the right wife, or even when they will die, or how to lengthen their life, how many children they may have. The people that go to those that look into the unseen and claim to have power over it, those people desire for order. And they have the belief that there is only one mate or spouse for each person, and the Mr. or Mrs. Right could only be found by way of discovery. This could perhaps be an interesting experiment if you were to do it. If you filled a room with between 50 to 70 people, and you asked those 50 to 70 people that whoever knows their blood type to raise their hand, indeed, you would find most likely, and in most instances, only a small contingent of people would raise their hands knowing their own blood type. Yet, if you ask those same people what their star sign is, what their astrological sign or their zodiac sign is, you would find, if not all of them, a large contingent of them would know what particular star sign they were born under. Therefore, in making this short introduction, the subject of what I'm going to be speaking about is astrology and its hypnotic power over populations all over the world at the moment. Astrology has an incredible grip on populations throughout the world. In China, you have the practitioners of feng shui, in which they have the 12 symbols of the feng shui system, an astrological system. You have the indigenous Chinese religion, which also has some 12 symbols. The ancient Egyptians dabbled in astrology. The Koreans have certain superstitious proclivities regarding astrology. The Jewish have certain superstitions regarding astrology. And many aboriginal and indigenous populations throughout the earth that have not been reached with the saving message of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam have these same beliefs. There are some for whom astrology has become a family business. There are families that have their very own astrologer. They have family astrologers that tell the fortune of each child upon its birth or grandchild regarding its marriage prospects, professional qualifications that it will attain, its emotional influence, its physical strength, and whether or not tragedy will strike in its life. All these are based upon the sciences of what is known as astrology. Family astrologers, when the President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, was in office, he and his wife had their own astrologers. In fact, the White House has its own intern astrologers. Many ruling families throughout Britain have had family astrologers. Ruling families in India and China have had family astrologers who have, so to speak, warned them of impending danger or tried to protect them through telling them of supposedly unseen affairs that they were supposed to have known. But how should the Muslim believe about astrology? What is astrology? We need to have an actual definition of exactly what astrology is. Perhaps one of the best places to go to is the concise Oxford Dictionary in asking what is astrology. The Oxford Dictionary defines astrology in the following manner. Quote, astrology as a noun, the art of judging reputed occult influence of stars, planets, etc. on human affairs. Close quote. This is taken from the Concise Oxford Dictionary, page 53. So therefore, astrology is judging what the influence is of stars, planets, or other stellar bodies on the life of human affairs. It is believed that there is a link between the stars and how human beings are.